Hey everybody, welcome back to the Holderhek channel. Today, I'm going to give you what you want. And what you want is the best in slot lists, like I used to list before in Classic, except now you want them for Burning Crusade Classic. And in the spirit of saving everyone's time, I'm going to give you all of them at once. Everything from Tier 4 all the way to Sunwell Plateau in a video that's not 6 hours long. I know. I don't know how I do it, but I do. Are you ready? I forgot to wave. Before we get started, we're going to have a brief overview of the format, just so you know what you're going to be getting into. I'm not going to go over every single piece of gear, because this video would be like 45 minutes long. And the last time I made a video that was 45 minutes long, it didn't do very well. So, lesson learned. These gear sets are based off of Janin and Beagle's Best in Slot BIS list, which will be listed below. Any questions that you could possibly have about when to break your set bonuses, or how this gear was simmed, or even how to use the DPS sim itself are all answered within these files that I will be linking below. One final thing of note, the gear sets I will be showing off today do not have any arena rating requirement, they do not have any world boss loot, and they do not have any profession gear. So anybody who plays this game can acquire the gear that I'm showing off today. If you would like to further min-max yourself, the gear sets that include arena rating, blacksmithing, etc. are all within the sheet, and up your DPS by like 3. So you should definitely spend 20,000 gold doing that for sure. Yes, sure, I guess you should maybe. It's up to you. But all of that being said, we can now begin. With Tier 4, there's not very much to talk about. Disregarding profession choices, the Orc and the non-Orc set are identical, so you don't really need to worry about gearing differently if you're a moo cow or a troll boy. Everything here has been simmed to death. If you just want the best gear you can get from raids, dungeons, and battlegrounds, this is gonna be it. The only real creative use of items here, I would say, is making sure that you utilize the socket bonus from your Liar's Tongue gloves to make sure that you're getting the jewel bonus from your meta gem, which should generally always be a Relentless Earthstorm diamond. You could be big brain and use a chaotic Skyfire diamond and only have 2 blue gems in your gear, and then, you know, negate having to use orange gems. But in general, we will just be going with the Relentless because it has agility, and agility good. Last thing of note, you could side grade the Violet Signet of the Master Assassin with a Garona's Signet Ring and basically be equivalent in damage. It's really just going to come down to if this thing drops and you can pick it up. And of course, if, you know, you are running heroic mana tombs and end up with Shafar's Ring of Brutality, you know, this is a pretty good thing too. Moving into Tier 5, we start to get spicy. You will notice pretty quickly, I think, that you're utilizing the 4-piece bonus of your Cataclysm set here. So those 4 pieces are going to be the chest, the gauntlets, the helm, and the leg plates. We're not going to be using the shoulders ever, because the shoulders actually sim under shoulders from Karazhan, shoulders from a heroic dungeon, and your Tier 4 shoulders. The Tier 5 shoulders are absolute dog water, and they should not exist, so here we are. The next thing of note would be your trinket slot. Obviously, Dragon Spine Trophy and Tsunami Talisman together would be really cool. That being said, it's kind of a dick play to take both of these, as it's really unnecessary. Now we get into a difference with our Troll and Tauren boys. They will be utilizing Talon of the Phoenix and Rod of the Sun King, but that's really the only difference in their gearing. Same deal with the trinkets. You don't really need both. As stated in the BIS sheet, on-use trinkets could potentially be better for trolls since they can activate it with berserking. Now we get into gear from the Black Temple, Hyjal, and Zol-Amon. I believe Zol-Amon comes out later than everything else, so we're just going to have to wait on the Signet of Primal Wrath and Berserker's Call. That's okay, we have other things for those slots. In this phase, additionally, the Stonebreaker's Totem becomes available, so if you are having a Savage Gladiator Chain farming flashback with the Totem of Astral Winds, and it just won't drop for you, just know in a couple of phases you will be saved by being able to buy this thing with badges, and it sims higher, so yay. The differences between orcs, taurens, and trolls in this phase once again comes down to trinket use, barring professional choices that we're not going to get into. An orc would have Berserker's Call and Madness of the Betrayer, while our tauren and troll boys will be using Berserker's Call and Dragon Spine Trophy. Any combination of your previous best-in-slot trinkets from past phases would still be incredibly strong, and you don't need to stress out about this too much. Now we get into what we've all been waiting for, the Sunwell Plateau, the absolute best gear you could possibly get in the entire game to pump the most DPS you could possibly pump, and on the final boss of the final raid, Enhancement Shamans will be #1, verified 100% blue checkmark. In this phase, most of our gear has that most delicious of statistical elements. Your attacks ignore your opponent's armor. Oh my god, we're all going to make it, guys. We're all going to make it. We're going to be running around with 1344 armor pen in base. That is more than a fully loaded Badge of the Swarm Guard. I cannot wait. I am actually, you can hear it, I'm actually salivating. It's gonna be a rush. Every shaman is going to be wearing the exact same gear in this phase. Orcs, taurens, trolls, and yes, Draenei. I've realized now that I haven't been mentioning Draenei this entire time. I'm sorry. I am very horde-centric. I see you. You exist. The last two things of note in this gear is your leggings of Immortal Knight. Make sure you do not, quote, upgrade these to the Beast leggings. Immortal Knight are better. And additionally, in your absolute BIS, if you go sub-elemental spec, you will only have 14.81% chance to hit, barring being a Draenei, I understand. So I'm not shilling for sub-resto. I would never do that, except for the time that I did. But if you want to go sub-resto for this phase and get your hit up a little bit higher, I wouldn't fault you for that. Perhaps the sim would, perhaps people would judge you as they sometimes judged me when I was running sub-restoration spec for the hit, but I'm just leaving that option out to you. You can experiment with it in the sim sheet and in your actual gameplay, decide for yourself. Well, that was fun, huh guys? I hope that this video has helped you with your loot decisions moving forward. I know a lot of people run guilds where you have to show them what gear you want for every phase before you join or some nonsense like that. So just, I don't know, give them this video and then they won't be surprised. I hope that this thing has been informative, entertaining, and a wonderful yin-yang mix of informative and entertaining at the exact same time. You guys have any questions, obviously list them in the comments below. Give me those delicious subscriptions on here and on my Twitch. If you want to hear me talk about more stuff, obviously follow me on Twitch as well, because it's easier to talk about stuff in a live format when I can respond to you in real time. So you guys have a great rest of your day, week, month, and year. I'll catch you later. Until next time. Bye-bye.